Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Here we go again. Ahmadiyya Fact Check blog. It's been 8 days. I saw a topic that was interesting. Imam Noonan exposed. So let's just jump right into it. Let me explain who this guy is. I'm going to explain his beef with Sohail Ahmad, who's at Reason on Faith, the recent beef that these guys had, what was it about, and etc. I'm going to explain all of that. I'm going to explain this guy's life, how he's lying about his life, how he's lying about going to Jamia. He didn't go to Jamia like everyone else. Maybe he went there, spent a month, and then that was it. And maybe he got some private training. But nah, bro. So here we go. Let me just share the screen. I got it all pulled up. So let me see if I can show some stuff. Okay, see, and it's real small on the screen. So if as you see this here, you see Sahel Ahmed at Reason on Faith, and I got my differences with the guy too. He was saying when he first came out, he was saying Ahmadis are good people, and I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Ahmadis are good people? Where the hell did you get that from? He hates Muslims. So basically, he was trying to say Ahmadis are still better than these terrorist Muslims who are just so bad and et cetera, et cetera. So me and him fell out over that, and I know Ahmadiyya persecution is fake. It's all faked. It's none of it's true. So we sort of fell out. We were never cool to begin with, but I appreciate his work. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't have a beef with anyone. I'm always willing to bury the hatchet or whatever the situation is. So here you can see it. Sahel Ahmed's like, I don't know if he graduated Jamia. Well, that's what we're going to investigate. Did this guy graduate Jamia? And the answer is going to be no. Okay, and look, here's another one. He says, bro, Noonan is a stupid idiot. Straight up and down. This is one of the biggest idiots you're ever going to bump into in your life. If you ever want to see an idiot, this is the guy. He's done nothing with his life. His entire life is a waste. He wasted his whole life. And see, so I'm against guys like that. I'm against guys who didn't do anything with their lives, but then are claiming that they did something. That's just wrong. If you didn't do anything, just say you didn't do anything. It's too late. You're too old to go back and change it. You should own up to who you are. You know what I mean? So if you stole a small business from your dad, named Sayyid Hadim Hassan Shah, and just admit to it. Just admit to like what's the difference, man? Like what's gonna change? Oh yeah. Okay, so let me just show a few more tweets here. And let's see. Also have okay, you can't really see that one, but so okay. I'm gonna just share the screen, tell you about the life of Noonie. All right, here we go. Share the screen. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see. Imam Noonan exposed. Check out my essay. He was born Michael Peter Noonan. Okay, and he's a fake mullah. He's not even a real mullah. Now the story goes, he had a fetish for Indian women. Apparently, he lived in London, and of course, he saw a bunch of them. So he developed a fetish. So he bumps into this girl named Marina Ayaz. Now we don't know if she's Qadiani Amdi or not, or maybe she's a Sunni, and maybe this was Noonan's introduction to Islam. Was this woman, and he's mentioned it in his interviews. You can go and look up his interviews. He said she gave him an ultimatum that you either become Muslim or it's over. It's game over. So I think he bumped into some Muslims. He was trying to understand it, etc., etc. Remember, he makes up a lot of stories. He lies like a lot. It's out of control, the exaggeration that exists in this man. Um, but so he bumps into this girl, maybe in college. We don't know because he won't tell. She gives him an ultimatum. He has two sons with her. They're probably 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, and they end up breaking up for one reason or the other. We know the reason. I got inside sources telling me he's lazy. So I don't really like lazy people. Straight up and down. I got a problem. My dad's lazy. Still is to this day. Lazy as heck. I worked with that guy. So I know. When you work with a man, you know whether they're lazy, hardworking, you pick up on their work habits. So Noonie is that guy. He's lazy, good for nothing, doesn't want to work, hates working, and there was that that Amdi Bashir Abdul Haq who said, I don't want to work for anyone. Well, what's wrong with working for people? What's the big deal in that? You never had to work for someone, man, and show respect. You never had to show respect just to a guy and work underneath them. I've done it all, man. I don't have any problems with it. So whatever. But anyhow, so he falls for this chick. They divorce. He's an unemployed loser, just like Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and his sons. So this is how he somehow gets his introduction to Ahmadiyyat after this relationship, because now he hates Islam. He hates Sunni Muslims. So he hears about these Qadiani Ahmadis, and he needs a job. So that's how he ends up, and I'll come to this part in just a sec. Um, so let's just go over the evidence, and then look. Here's a picture, a famous photo of Noonan shaking hands with women. He don't care. He's allowed. He's approved to do all of this stuff by the Khalifa. You know. So okay, he was born in 1965, and I'll tell you something funny. He told me 5, 6 years ago that his mom was a heavy drinker and a heavy smoker. And I was like, did she drink and smoke during pregnancy? He said, yeah. And I was like, you're an idiot. That's why you're all messed up. Because your mom, them Irish women, were drinking, for them, drinking, smoking, baking, pudding, all that's normal. And that's sick to me. Noonan, he used to drink pudding that's got pig blood in it. So not only did Noonan grow up eating pig, which whatever, bro, you eat pig, whatever, do whatever you want to do. To me, it's the nastiest thing in the world. I've never even tasted it. But just looking at it, why eat pig when you can eat bread and milk and eggs? There's so many other things to eat. Why would you eat pig? These people ate pig blood. They'd mix it into some type of food called pudding. And maybe they would dip their food into this pudding. So Noonie talks about it. So anyhow, he was born in 1965. So which brings us to 1990. Oh, the 80s. Let's talk about the 80s. So, I'll tell you about some Irish guys. I was in the U.S. Air Force, and I deployed, and I'd bump into Irish, I'd bump into the British military. These guys are crazy. They go around drinking, trying to fight people. And they think it's fun and cool. That's like the thing to do. So to me, it was just always strange. I mean, I knocked out and choked a bunch of them because they'd come across me trying to harass me. Not going to happen. But this is what they do, man. And it just doesn't make any sense. So he's claiming to have been the same way. He grew up eating pork, drinking. He says he didn't drink or smoke. That's a lie. You're surrounded by it. It's your culture, and you didn't do it, and you expect us to believe that? Come on, man. So then he says he worked at a club in this era. So he says he went to college. He didn't go to no college, man. There is no records of Noonan going to college in this era. There's no degree on his wall. There's nothing. But he says he went, right? Really? He was a bartender working at different bars because he doesn't have any skill. Remember, he's a lazy guy. So why would he do a job where you actually have to work and do manual labor? So that's what he did. He bumped into this Desi girl, had some kids with her, 2 boys, and that's what his life was. So come the early 90s. So he breaks up with this girl, Marina Ayaz. And here's the proof. Here, let's skip to the proof. You guys see this here? So Noonan converts this other idiot called Yusuf Pinder. And he's defending him here. So this is in 2007. I got these screenshots. So she writes to Yusuf Pender, you don't know me and never will. So please stop accusing me of lying. You have no right. You're a stupid fool. Stop trying to defend people. So that's the thing with loyalty. Like when you have friends, people ask you to be loyal to them no matter what, even if you're wrong. And that's just stupidity. I've never asked for anyone to be loyal to me in general. I don't ask for anything. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If I make a mistake, tell me I made a mistake. Um, so anyhow, check out this. This is all on the blog. Feel free to read it. So look, here it is. My name is Marina, and I'm responding to my ex-husband's post and my brother-in-law John's post. Thank you for clarifying the above and verifying the most original post is incorrect, as Michael made me look like a bad person. So this is Noonan. His name is Michael. So Michael stopped seeing the kids many years ago. He would never show up. She ends up taking him to court to make him see his kids, but then he never does it. So she says, well, I'm not going to let you see him then. But then she has. But she's allowed it, and then he still doesn't come. He has both of their sons' email addresses, so he's a deadbeat dad on top of everything. So it's 93, 94. He's a deadbeat dad. Mirza Tahir Ahmad gives him an Ahmadi wife. Remember, that's part of the deal. You get a wife and a job. So he gets Kanita, probably from Pakistan. We don't know. Maybe she was in the UK. They hook it up. He has a kid with her almost immediately. And when did he go to Jamia? So this is like 95-ish, right? And how's he going to pay child support? The Jamaat, he's on the payroll by 95. He says he went to Jamia. There's no evidence. There's no proof. There's no proof. Who did he graduate with? Who can verify that he was a normal student at Jamia like everyone else? We know he wasn't. So, look, they lived 20 minutes apart, but this guy never came to see him. Maybe the Jamaat told him. So this is why I don't know if they're Sunni or if they're Qadiani Ahmadi, or if they're atheists now. We don't know. Excuse me. So look, he didn't pay any money. You think Noonie paid money to help raise his kids who he had a divorce with? Hell no. And I'll tell you what, Huram Shah would have paid it for him. My dad would have heard about this and just said, hey, we'll pay it for you. In 11 years, he didn't give anything. No presents, no cards. Her son was already in a uni. So that proves he's at least 20 years old in 2006, right? Maybe 18. So by the early 90s, these kids were born. He just abandoned them because he's an idiot, a lazy good for nothing. So look, feel free to check this out, man. Okay. What happens in the mid? So he says he went to Jamia. Well, Jamia is 7 years. And then he says by 2003, he was already a Murabbi when the Khalifa died. And then he concocted these stories that he saw the election before it happened. He said he saw Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. He said he saw the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't. He's lying. He fabricated all these stories. In fact, there's like a new one out he just made up. But how was he the president of MKA and a student at Jamia? Someone explain that. I've never heard that one. They made him the president of MKA in the UK, and he was a student at Jamia. So remember, he had to have been a student at Jamia from at least 96 to 2003. Because by 2003, when the Khalifa died, they claim he's already a qualified Murabbi. So there's some time gaps. And if you go and watch his videos, he won't give you the years and the dates because he doesn't even know. And I used to talk to Huram. I'm like, Huram, you don't even know what happened 2 years ago. How could you talk about historical stuff? Your memory's terrible. On top of that, you lie about 90% of the things you do. So that is just a recipe for people not to listen to you. So when did he go? In 2000, he seems to be, and he seems to have already been on payroll, and maybe, well, we don't know who this kid is. So okay, jump to 2006. He's now working as the priest at the Ahmadiyya temple in Galway, in Ireland. Okay, and here's an interview. Again, you'll notice he doesn't give the dates. All right, so feel free to check this out. This guy is just, and then he's on Twitter harassing people. He doesn't have any knowledge. He doesn't have any abilities. He claims to be doing a PhD. He's been saying that since 2015. Excuse me. And we all know the Jamaat doesn't allow Murabbis to go to college concurrently. Maybe you went before. Once you're a Murabbi, they kind of don't allow it. You'd really have to get a waiver. Okay. So look, feel free to check this out. I got stuff from 2006 on here, 2007, Marina Ayaz. I even had pictures of her many years ago. So I don't know where they're at now. I'm sure I got them in some file. And then even Noonan responded. Okay. And then feel free to read all of this stuff. Look, John Noonan posted. All these guys have posted. And then Yusuf Pinder again. Check this all out. I've archived all of this stuff, even the dates from 2008, etc., etc. And then, okay, in 2015, he was beefing with Osama Sayyid with the website Islam After Ahmadiyya YouTube channel. I met the guy too. And then 2016, he beefs with Fiona O'Leary about the homeopathic stuff, and she even called his wife and asked her questions and recorded the whole thing. So in 2017, his temple gets vandalized by his own people, right? So okay, let's see what else. In 2017, okay, here's a summary of Fiona versus Noonan. And here's her videos. Look, I got them all, man, ready to go. She says Mirza Tahir Ahmad might have died of cancer. And it's hella funny. He's like, he never thought Mirza Tahir Ahmad would die. He thought Mirza Tahir Ahmad was a prophet. He said he was going to join the Ahmadiyya movement no matter what. And he tells a story. He wanted to join immediately, and they were like, you got to wait. And then he didn't read the books they gave him. He said he prayed to the devil, and the devil told him to go ahead and join, or whatever. And then he's got some weird story where he's like, I will hold you accountable if you don't tell me. So he didn't read. He didn't do the homework like me. Why would he do the homework? He's an idiot. He can barely read and write. So remember, English is not his first language. So he's not going to be able to read English very fast. I think it's Irish. And you can tell by his accent that this is not his normal language. So, and then check out Fiona's stuff here. And then here's Noonan telling everyone to report her. Right? Let's see. Let's see what else I got here. And then, okay, here was a tweet. Here was a tweet that I found where this guy, this Qadiani Ahmadi is saying homeopathic is a precaution for nuclear irradiation. How weird are these guys that they even believe this stuff? Oh, look, then Noonan says this woman has been harassing me and my wife and community. But if you go check the records, he was tweeting at her, saying all types of weird stuff. And here is his Noonan's second wife. And as you can see, that's what she does. Homeopathic. That's all the wives of Ahmadi mullahs are able to do, is like homeopathic stuff. And that's interesting because I have a niece who married a guy who's trying to be a Murabbi, another loser, Sayyid Dalal Shah. And what is she going to do? Because are they going to allow her to work, being the wife of a Murabbi? We'll just have to see. So, and then here's some more tweets. Yep, you're harassing me. And he says, let's see how much you know law. In a few days, the process has begun. defamation, nothing happened. Yeah, check this all out. Knock yourself out. I've archived a lot of this stuff, even on Reddit. I got the screenshots from Reddit. Ahmadiyya related content. You'll see him. Look, here's a Rabib who was working with Scientology in Dublin. And he was trying to hide his face in that photo, etc., etc. Um, Here's Ahmadiyya women attending a Scientology building because they use the same homeopathic meds that don't work. So it's funny that they're connected to them. So in 2018, look, he gives a story about, and he'll brag about this. He's got tweets where he's like, "Oh, you woman, I dated women 10 times more beautiful. Who are you?" Like, what is wrong with this guy? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with him. When you eat pig blood for 25, 30 years and drink beer and smoke cigarettes, and your parents did it, and their parents did it, and their parents did it, this is what you get. Okay, and then he even says he used to be at Speaker's Corner in the 90s. That's another lie. Um, all right, so that's 2018. Here's the 2019 photo that he took shaking hands with women, which whatever, bro. Shake hands with women. I don't care. It doesn't do anything. But in Ahmadiyas, it's a big problem. My dad told one of my sisters, if you shake the hand of the principal when you walk across the stage, because everyone was shaking that, I was like, I'll kill you, straight up. And it was like for real. He was really gonna do it. So okay, which brings me to 2022. Noonan says he saw a dream and equates the Khalifa with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we archive that. So then with Sohail Ahmad in 2022, Sohail Ahmad's like, you're not sharp. You're basically, that's the nice way of saying you're an idiot, is what he was telling them. And I saved all of that stuff. Um, so here's the tweet. All of a sudden, that came out of nowhere. He says, "I've sent several requests to you to explain your abuse towards me, but you don't respond. As I as I have no idea what you're referring to and why your question my education, Jamia, your allegation of me being incoherent. Kindly explain yourself." He says, "Oh, I don't even remember talking to you. That was like 3 years ago. All of a sudden, it pops up now, and we don't know if you graduated a Jamia. Tell us what year you graduated. Tell us when you started. Why don't you tell us? Was it 95? Was it 96? Let us know, man." And then here's another account of him and himself saying why he converted. He didn't read any books. He didn't do no thorough research. And then here's some other screenshots where I said, look, he says, "I have a very beautiful wife, stunning, 5 sons and 1 daughter." He's like, you're average. Now stop looking for compliments. Like, look, just listen to the stuff this guy says. It's the most ridiculous stuff you'll ever see. So then let's take a look at his Twitter. All right. And I'll have my glasses on, but I'll squint. So let's see. Where did he start with this guy? Let's see. It's a bit further because it was like a few days ago. Oh, he says he won't acknowledge that the second Khalifa married children. The majority of his wives were pre-teens or mid-teens. He won't confess to it. So here it is, February 18th. He says, "I want to be clear why I called out Sohail." He put up a tweet and someone retweeted it, and I asked him several times to explain it. So this is where it came from, and this is what the stream is about. I'll take some callers here in a little bit. Let's see who's interested to talk, or maybe not. Sometimes I just like to do it all by myself, where I can explain what I need to explain. He says he went to Jamia. Let me see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, so feel free to find it. Find this tweet where he says he claims to have went to Jamia, but we don't know when. He himself won't even give the years, which is hilarious. It's somewhere in here. Here, let me just stop my cam. Okay, now I put on my glasses. All right, so where is he saying that he went to Jamia. And oh yes, you see the three, so there's a two in here where he says he went to Jamia, and I can't find it. Okay, no worries. Maybe it's oh yeah, so here it goes. My 7 years in Jamia. Please keep in mind, before my conversion, I spent 7 years studying philosophy, as earned a B. That's a lie, and an MPhil, and currently he's been pursuing this PhD for like a decade. Um, and he's lying, and he's lying. And the sale says, "Dude, the stuff I said." And then look who shows up. Look who shows up. Huram. Yes, we're challenging his credentials. We're challenging Noonan's credentials. And look, Sohail says, "Well, I don't even know him. He's just reflecting poorly on to like who he is." So, all right, let me do that. Share the screen. See how we're doing with some comments here. Um, Jason, the ex-ahmadi. Yeah, I like that guy. Here, let me put on my glasses. Post the StreamYard link. All right. So let me post the StreamYard link. We'll give it a few minutes. See who wants to join. Let me post this around. See who shows up. Let's see. So let me think what else as I go through these comments. Yep, there was an Ahmadi killed in an Ahmadi woman killed in Rabwa, an honor killing by her brothers. So Ahmadiyya doesn't help people, And this was what I came to the conclusion, or I figured out when I was like 12. It's like, why are we doing this if there's rapists here? There's men and women having sex in the bathroom, not men and women, boys and girls, men and women probably in the parking lot. What's the benefit of this? I don't see any benefit. So, okay. Yeah. Teachy spoke to Noonie. Okay. Any meme idea for the right picture? Well, that's where I need help. Yeah, we don't know. This is what we're asking. Tell us the years. When did this guy go to Jamia? He says by 2003 he graduated. He had already graduated, or they said he was already a murabbi. Okay, so let's see what else. Uh, yes, boiled pig's blood. Why would people eat boiled pig's blood? There's nothing else? You ran out of bread? You ran out of apples? Why would anyone do that? Yes, Masroor is a lazy pig too. I agree. Oh, okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Assalamu alaikum and peace out.